I am Anil Kumar sharing with you a very important playlist on request of students who want to understand how do we write polynomial equation if the roots are given to us as irrational roots or imaginary roots. We'll take up 7 questions, answer some of them in this video and some in the next video.
Our approach, Engaging Minds, helps students think creatively and solve problems strategically. It helps them to connect with the context, visualize strategies, apply learnings, and bridge the gaps. Join Anil Kumar classes, gain confidence, and get ready for future. We develop mathematical and social skills for excellent performance of our students. The gift of education. I can be part of your success story, build strong foundation, ensure bright future. Join Anil Kumar classes, send an email on the address given here.
Let us now understand the concepts and get ready on this topic. I am Anil Kumar. Welcome to my YouTube channel and the website Global Math Institute. In this video, we'll discuss polynomials which have irrational or imaginary roots. There has been request from many students on this topic, and therefore I have taken 7 questions which we are going to discuss. The questions are before you. The very first 5. Write the equation of a polynomial of the lowest degree with the given roots. In question 1, we are given roots as x equals to minus 1 with multiplicity of 2 and x equals to 2. Question 2, x equals to 2 plus I and x equals to 1. Question 3, x equals to square root 5 and x equals to minus 2. Multiplicity of 3. Question 4, x equals to 2 minus square root 3 and x equals to 1 and x equals to minus 2. Question 5, x equals to 4 plus square root 2 and x equals to 1 plus 4i. So we are given roots of these polynomials. You have to write equation of the polynomial in lowest degree. Here are the other questions. Question number 6, which are similar. But here the statement is that a polynomial with roots x equals to 1 with multiplicity of 2 and x equals to minus 3 and has a leading term of minus 3x cubed. Write the equation in the standard form. Sketch the graph. What are the end behaviors of your function? So now you have to describe your function after sketching the graph of that polynomial. Also note, in this case, you have to write the equation in standard form. That means you should expand the factored form and then write the final answer. Similar to this, we have question number 7. The only difference is now we have a complex root. A polynomial with roots x equals to 2i, x equals to 1 with multiplicity of 2 and x equals to minus 4 and has y-intercept of minus 4. In that case, you need to find the equation of the polynomial in standard form, sketch the graph, and what is the behavior of this function and behavior of this function. Perfect. So these are the questions for you. I think you can try them out. In case you need help, you can always send an email on the address given. We'll discuss how do we solve such questions in this video. Now let's take the solution of the first 2 questions, which are we need to find the equation of polynomial of lowest degree with the given roots. So the first one is straightforward. We have roots at x equals to minus 1 with multiplicity of 2 and x equals to 2. It really means what? It means that the function f of x could be written as root x equals to minus 1 means the factor will be x plus 1, correct? Multiplicity of 2 means there are two such roots and so it will be squared. You get the idea. So that is how you're going to write the term. And the second term, x equals to 2, the root will be x at 2 means x minus 2 is the factor. So that is how you could write your function. Now here, it could be any number. We'll leave it 1 for now, right? So I hope you get the idea. How do we write the polynomial equation? Second, x equals to 2 plus I and x equals to 1. Now it is important to understand that we have a complex root 2 plus I. Now remember that complex roots are always in conjugate. And therefore, there is a root at x equals to 2 minus I also. Correct? So there are these two roots at 2 plus I and the other one is at 2 minus I. So you have to take care of that, right? Now, so these are the roots and the one which we have is a rational root 1, right? So these are the two imaginary roots, right? Now, what could be the factor? Now, in this case, you could write the polynomial function as x minus 2 plus I. That becomes one of the factors, correct? And also x minus 2 minus I. And then we have another root which is at 1. So that could be x minus 1, right? So I hope you remember I we are talking about is the imaginary number which is square root of minus 1 or square of I is minus 1, correct? So that becomes a root which you could simplify and you could write this factor as x minus 2 minus I, correct? Times x minus 2 plus I times x minus 1. Now, this is not the right way or the final way of writing. You should expand this and write this in a proper way. That is kind of important. So, leaving the answer at this stage may not give you full marks, correct? So, how will you expand this? Can you tell me? So, you have to literally multiply them, right? Now, to multiply them also, we have a technique, and that is you could think about x minus 2 as one of the term and plus and minus I. You get the idea. In that case, you could actually expand this as a square minus b square. And that is, you could write this as x minus 2 whole square minus I square, right? Minus I square. So that becomes the product of these two, right? And here we have the term x minus 1. You get the idea. I'm trying to teach you how you could actually expand this, right? And therefore, the inside term will now be what? X minus 2 whole square can be written as x square minus 2ab, which is minus 4x, plus square of 2, which is 4. And then I square is minus 1, so that gives you 1, right? And the other factor here remains as x minus 1. Does make sense to you? So that is how you're going to expand and then write down your answer. So simplifying this particular term here, you will get x square minus 4x. Let me write down here x square minus 4x. And we have plus 5 times x minus 1. And that becomes the answer for question number 2. Is this part absolutely clear to you? You get the idea, right? So that is how you have to do. In case you still need help, you can always send an email on the address given. Perfect. Correct. So let's continue. Here we have two more questions. Question number 4. We have skipped question number 3, which is similar to what we did, right? So I think question number 3 you could do. So I will move on to question number 4, which kind of is slightly more tricky. Well, if you want to do question number 3, here is the solution. Let me write down here for solution of question number 3. We have a factor square root 5. Now they also will be in conjugate pairs, right? That means x equals to minus square root 5 is also a factor. You get the idea. And therefore, for this, we could have a function f of x as equal to x minus square root 5 times x plus square root 5. And then we have 1 at minus 2 with multiplicity of 3. That means x plus 2 and multiplicity of 3 means a cube. So that is how you will answer this particular question. And now this term x minus square root 5 and x plus square root 5 you could write as difference of squares, right? So you have this as x square minus square root 5 square is 5. You get the idea. And then you have x plus 2 whole cube. So that is how you could actually write the polynomial with x plus square root 5 as one of the roots. Now obviously there is another root also. So remember, whenever you're talking about irrational and imaginary roots, they are always in conjugate pairs, right? So make a note of this. Irrational or complex roots always in conjugate pairs. So if only one root is given to you, you have to understand that the second root also exists. And based on that, you have to provide the equation, right? So I hope this concept is absolutely clear. So now let's take question number 4, which is kind of complex. Since I made this root as 2 minus square root 3, you get the idea. Now, if that is the root, then you can write the function. We can write y equals to x minus. Now imagine, this is minus, means another root x equals to 2 plus square root 3 also exists, right? So we have x minus 2 plus square root 3 times x minus 2 minus square root 3, because both the roots will exist. And then we have x plus 1 and x minus 2. So for x plus 1, we have x minus 1, and for x minus 2, we have x plus 2 as the other root, correct? You get the idea. So that is how you have to do it. Now, once again, let us see our strategy to expand this. So this is difference of squares, right? So what we get here is on expanding x minus 2 whole square, right? So which is, let me write this as x minus 2 whole square minus square root 3 square, which is 3, times x minus 1 times x plus 2. Clear? And we are now going to expand this. X squared minus 2ab means 4x plus 4 minus 3 times x minus 1 times x plus 2. So that gives you x squared minus 4x plus 1 times x minus 1 times x plus 2. So what you notice here is that for every complex or irrational root, you'll have a quadratic function as given here, right? So what we notice here is that this quadratic function represents the two roots. So that is what you have to take care of. And in the previous example, we saw that in case of the complex numbers, also we have a quadratic equation which represents the combination of conjugate roots for complex number. Is that clear to you? Perfect. So with this, I think you got good idea. I would like you to now solve question number 6, which is polynomial with roots 1 and multiplicity 2 and x equals to minus 3 has the leading terms of minus 3x cubed, right? So you can now solve it. And in case you do not get it, well, provide the solution of this in another video. You can check that video out, right? Similar to this is question number 7, which is having a complex root here, and we'll see how to sketch the graph of this function and then work it out. perfect. So I think these are important things to discuss today. I'll end the video here, otherwise it will be too long for most of you. As I've seen that very few students actually watch for more than 3 or 4 minutes. And therefore, I'm going to take solution of question number 6 and 7 in the next video. But I hope with this, you have understood the concepts. And the concepts is that we could have for any polynomial rational roots, imaginary roots, or irrational roots. Given these roots, we could actually find the polynomial equation. Even if we have a combination of these, it is not at all a problem. I'd like you to actually pause the video and answer question number 5 as your test question, right? So I'll treat this as your test question. You can always answer and submit for my suggestions. And in case you want, you can get the suggestions after sending an email on the address given. Thanks for your time and all the best.